Ideal Floors, Kevin, finally, yes. Put your hands together for Kevin Hamus.
Hi, I'm Kevin Hamus, and actually we're in our 30th year. We started in 1987, so in February of 2017 will be the end of our 30th year. Family owned, been in the business a long time. We specialize in investors, and I'm doing the toolbox tonight, so we'll talk a lot about flooring. 5 locations in the Metroplex, so we got you covered. Shop at Home Vans, we can come out and show you product, show your customers product. So we'll talk about it more in a little bit. Thanks.
All right. I think you're about to go on, yeah. Give me 1 second. Net Worth Realty. Net Worth, I'll give them a plug. They're basically a wholesale group. They're a brokerage firm. They find discounted properties and sell them to you. Obviously, they're going to make $1 when they sell it to you. But like anybody, I get asked a lot, should we look at some of these deals? And the answer is yes. You should always look at anybody that's willing to go out there and find deals and bring them to you. Is every deal going to be great? It's probably not, but I look at the deals that they have under contract to at least evaluate them. So the last one is Quest IRA. Quest IRA is a self-directed IRA group. Basically, you have funds, you want to put them to work in real estate. It's a good way to set up a self-directed IRA to do that. Next, Renters Warehouse. We have anybody from Renters Warehouse? Okay. So basically, they're a management company, a property management company.
Special mission.
And then special recognition to Kevin and John. They are our popcorn sponsors and food sponsors and things like that. So again, put your hands together for Mr. Kevin Hamus. And special, again, Kyle's probably at the bar networking, as he calls it, and so we appreciate them.
He paid for it.
I know he did pay for it, so. And here's the other people. There's, again, 15 to 18 other vendors that are down the hall in that room, so we want you to spend some time after Mr. Hamus goes over his flooring presentation. Speak to them. There's a lot of good people in the next room. I think that's it. Adam?
Yeah, so the next event is Monday, September 12th. It's the Monday after Labor Day. And just what George was saying, I would really like to echo is a lot of these sponsors pay more money here than they do any other group or club or association around the Metroplex, and it's to keep this event free for you. It's to keep this event to where we don't bring someone up here to sell you a book or a tape or something else that they get you to pay $1,000 for that we get half of and all that. So just, if you enjoy your time here and you find value in the presentations, please, for us and for the future of this event, find ways to do business with them. Because as they make their decisions every month, if they want to support our future businesses and our future events, part of it's their ROI. How do they get business? Do they make new contacts? Do they feel like they're engaging with the community that we're trying to build? So anything you can do as an investor to help these sponsors feel appreciated and like they actually get business out of it, it helps us keep this event free and quality, where we were serving food and drink for all those that attend. So just one big last final round of applause for the sponsors, please. Yeah.
All right, with that being said, we've got to dive right into our tool belt training. Kevin's going to talk about his experience, and he's going to be mic'd up. So, Kevin, you've got the floor for the next 30 minutes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Whoa.
Y'all give him a hand again. Kevin with Ideal Floors.
Started a business in February of 1987. And actually, believe it or not, I started the business getting used carpet out of dumpsters. So that's how long ago it's been, and that's how we started. Today, we're a $10 million company. We got 5 locations. We have Shop and Home Vans. And actually, I've been an investor longer than I've been in the flooring business. I started in the flooring investment. I bought my first investment property in 1981. So I know what investment is about. I bought and flipped. I bought and hold. And buying and hold is always best. Buying and flip is a nice way to make money. But so I know about investing and about flooring for investing. So one thing I want to do tonight is I just want to leave it open because I can cover all kinds of things, but it may not answer your questions. So if I'm talking, or if you have specific questions about particular products, what's best for this or best for that, or you have a question, feel free to ask it because I'll answer it, and it'll probably answer it for a lot of different people that are here. First thing I want to talk about is going into, if you're looking for properties to buy and hold. If you're looking for a buy and hold property, there are, first of all, there's new carpet out. It's been out for quite a while, but it's a solution dyed product, a solution dyed polyester, and it's basically stain proof. So the good thing about it is that you can put bleach on it, you can put fingernail polish on, remover on it, Kool-Aid, whatever on it, and it will not stain it. It will come up. So for people who have properties, especially in low-end areas, that you may have to be concerned about having to replace it over and over again, it's a good product to do. What it'll do is, majority of renters end up ruining carpet before it actually wears out. So that's the one thing that's good about the solution dyed polyester. Also a lot of a new product that's been out for the last few years is vinyl plank. I don't know if you all are familiar with vinyl plank now. Vinyl plank has pretty much replaced carpet in investment properties that are buy and hold just because the durability of the product, and it's water resistant. So you can have most of the vinyl plank comes in as 6 by 36, and it's very, carpet's the least expensive, then you're looking at vinyl, and then you're looking at vinyl plank, then from there is laminate, and up from there is wood, and up from there is ceramic. So that kind of gives you an idea of cost-wise. And generally above the wood, engineered wood, you have site finish wood. And site finish wood is where you go out on the property, install the wood, stain it, hand scrape it on site. So for most lower end investment properties, and we're talking probably 150, 160,000 on down, you're looking at generally probably going with a vinyl plank. And what's good about vinyl plank is when you install it, it's installed in pieces like this, and you screw down. So the nice thing about vinyl plank over sheet vinyl is the fact if you damage this for some reason, they drop an iron on it and burn it, they cut it somehow, you can pull up one piece and put a new piece down, and your floor is fine. So that's how come vinyl plank is the most popular product that we sell now when it comes to low-end investment properties. We have a property management company now that has 4,000 units, and they're putting in actually the other thing we'll talk about, they're putting in a gray vinyl plank with a gray carpet, with gray walls. And they have 4,000 units, and they're updating all their units, and that's what they're putting in. So again, and also the other thing that's nice about vinyl plank over laminate or over wood is the fact that it's water resistant. You can glue this down on the floor, and chances are if you have a flood out, it may not damage it at all. It may just stay down. But it's, water can't damage this. Where if you take water with laminate, it'll swell up. You take water with wood, it'll swell up and ruin it. But with vinyl plank, because it's 100% vinyl, you can't ruin it with water. So that's why so many investors are going with the vinyl plank for their low-end properties. Again, if anybody has any question.
What's the price on vinyl plank?
Vinyl plank, it depends on, and one thing I'll just put out there. What we do is we have different divisions of our company. We have wholesale, and wholesale is basically cash and carry for high volume buyers. And we sell vinyl plank to them. We sell vinyl plank to them, like this particular vinyl plank will go as for 69 cents. Okay? And then from up there, we have high volume property management and investors who buy, when I talk high volume, I'm not talking 4 to 6 houses a month. They'll have special pricing on this installed. Then we have diamond pricing is for everybody who's in this group, because you're part of the Rowdy group. We have diamond pricing, which is our best pricing for investors, the best pricing that we have, period, in our company, other than our high volume people. So if you belong to this group and you have one house or you have 2 houses or whatever you have, you get our diamond pricing. So diamond pricing installed on something like this, you're probably looking at around $239 to $249 a foot. So carpet, again, carpet is the cheapest. You're looking at around $120 for carpet installed, or lower end carpet installed.
Even for the solution dye?
Even for the solution dyed. Well, solution dyed, it's all based on weight, really. Like we have a product like this, which from out there it probably looks really good. But this is it's a 17-ounce solution dyed product. The thing that's nice about this, you put it on the floor and you cannot stain it. This product here installed, you're probably looking at around $10.50 a yard installed. At the diamond pricing is probably about where it's at. I'm sorry? With pad. That's carpet pad and installation. So the type of pad that we normally put in is either a 3/8 6-pound or a 1/2 inch 6-pound. The one thing that we kind of briefly talk about with padding is there are different types of the low end padding, which when you're talking about people who are out there doing flooring installed dirt cheap, it's a 3/8 contract pad or 3/8 4-pound pad, and it's very, very soft. Then from there you go up to a 6-pound pad, which is firmer, go up to an 8-pound pad, which is really firm. So some people may think if you walk on carpet and it feels soft, that it feels great. Well, that's not true. It's not good pad. If you walk on cheap carpet, if you walk on cheap pad, it's going to feel very soft because it's not dense. The denser the pad is, the better it is for carpet. So the manufacturers require that you have a 6-pound pad under any of their carpets or they won't warranty their carpet. So you got to be careful to buy, again, if they go in with a 1/2 inch, it's called contract pad, which is a 4-pound pad. It's really cheap. It may feel good initially, but it won't help the carpet at all. And the reason that is because carpet, when it's on a cheap pad, it moves a lot because it goes up and down, and that has more. It hurts the backing on the carpet. It can wear it out more. Where if it's firm, then it moves very little, but it has enough of a give to where it allows the carpet to perform really well. If you're on concrete, which is really hard, that's not good for carpet either. But having a firm pad, which allows the carpet to go up and down a little bit, is the best for carpet. Also, what we do, a lot of people into buy and hold properties, they're putting vinyl plank. Some of them are putting vinyl plank in the entire unit, the entire house, because they pretty much never have to worry about it again. A lot of people, other than that, are putting in vinyl plank in the living areas and the wet areas. Every place else except the bedrooms. And then what they'll do is they'll put carpet in the bedrooms. So that's a very popular, those are the two things that they're doing now. If you're looking at buy and sell, if you're going to flip it, generally what's happening is they're putting a hard surface into the living areas and the wet areas, but they're going with a carpet into the bedrooms. Generally, if you're flipping a home, the least quality carpet that we put in flipping a home is a 25-ounce, which is called FHA grade carpet. You may have heard that. It's a 25-ounce carpet, It looks good on the floor, and we're probably putting that in, actually maybe $200,000 down, are putting this here FHA grade carpet in it, and it looks well, looks really good. For the properties that are above that are say 250 on and up, we really we're putting in a heavier carpet. It's a 35-ounce carpet, but it looks amazing on the floor. It's called Loving It 35, and what it does, we'll put this in houses. This is the most expensive flooring that we'll put into a flip house, whether it's $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, because when you put this on the floor in the bedrooms, it looks amazing. And there's no reason, because when somebody's coming in to buy a house, they don't get down and feel the carpet. They really just look at the carpet and if you look at this carpet, it looks really dense. You can look at it after a while, it looks really dense and looks great on the floor. So there's really no reason to put in an expensive carpet in a house just because it's an expensive house. And this carpet will do really well in the bedrooms. Same padding on it, all carpets basically the same padding. You want to use at least a 3/8, at least a 6-pound pad. And the other thing that people may not understand is you don't want to go thicker than a 1/2 inch. And I think it has to do with the movement of the carpet, because manufacturers won't warranty a carpet that's above a 1/2 inch thick. So you want to stay at a 1/2 inch or less. The one thing from there, I'm going to go to laminate. One thing I don't know, you probably all realize now, gray is the new neutral. A lot of people are going to gray. I would personally recommend, if you're doing a buy and hold house, then you might go to gray, because it's a contemporary, it's new product, it's contemporary. Right now, if you walked into an apartment or a house that's finished out with a gray floor, gray carpet, light gray walls with a white trim, it looks amazing. It's just awesome. So it would be great for renting. The only concern I would have if I was a flipper, if you go to a gray tone, you may find some buyers who aren't crazy about gray. So if you're going to flip a house, you still want to, I would advise you to stay with the neutral colors. Always stay with your earth tones, because earth tones is something that can go with everything. And if you're going to flip a house also, you want to stay with lighter colors. Lighter colors make houses look bigger. And so if you have for some reason, if you had say a 12 by 12 bedroom, if you put a light carpet in there, it's going to look nice. If you put a dark carpet in there, it's going to look small. So whenever you're flipping a house, you want to put in a lighter grade or lighter color carpet, because it's going to look better. We have you probably can't see this very well. But this one right in the middle, it's a lighter beige, and it's a mingly color. That's our #1 seller for flip homes. The other thing to talk about here is, I know it may be changing a little bit, but it has been that the frisé, the multicolor carpet, has been more contemporary and better selling. The solids is kind of an old-fashioned still look, and so I would recommend, if you're flipping, to go with a multi-tone frisé type carpet, because that's what people are looking for. Now let's go to laminate. Laminate is, the thing that's nice about laminate is they are making laminate almost looking like wood. So you can get a laminate that you can put on the floor, and people will walk in and they will think it's a wood floor. But it isn't. It's a laminate floor. The pros about a laminate is it's very difficult to scratch. Very, very difficult to scratch. This is a rock hard surface, kind of like a Formica countertop. It's really, really hard, very difficult to scratch. The plus of, so a lot of people compare the difference between laminate and engineered wood. Laminate is less expensive, obviously. It's more durable than wood is. Wood costs more, and it can scratch. Wood will scratch. It doesn't matter. This is very difficult to scratch. Wood, you can have dogs, you can have pets of any kind. Wood will scratch. There's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it because it's a natural product. It's just, it's wood. But there's a lot of people that just prestigious-wise want wood. So generally, we're putting laminate into homes that maybe are in 150 to 200,000, something like that. If we get up into over 200,000, 250,000 and up, it almost has to be wood. Because majority of your buyers that are looking at properties in that price point are looking for a wood floor. It's just what's put in at that price point. So if you're competing with the market around, what you can do is you can shop the market and see what kind of floors are in there. But chances are when you get up around 250 and up, you're going to find engineered wood floors at a minimum. The other thing that we have, this is the engineered wood floors. So let me go back to the laminate real quick. Again, on the laminate, if you're buying a upper end, a more expensive property that you don't want to put vinyl plank in, and you're going to buy and hold, then I would recommend laminate. Because for a rental property, laminate is excellent because then you don't have to worry as much about dogs and it being damaged. Generally if you get water on this, it'll clean up real easy. It's very, very, very durable. So if you're buying a 250,000 and up or 200,000 and up and you don't want to go with vinyl plank, then you could go with laminate. I would never put in wood into a rental property. No matter how high-end it is, I just wouldn't do wood because water can get on wood and damage it. Water can get on laminate and damage it, but wood is just so much more expensive and it can be destroyed a lot easier than a laminate can be destroyed. But if you're going into that price point house and you're going to flip it, you may want to go with engineered wood. This particular engineered wood is a 3/8 inch birch product, and in your diamond pricing on this installed is probably going to be around, I'm guessing, $575 a foot installed, and that's the wood, the glue, and the installation. So that would be your price. This is the number one wood we sell in investment properties. It's our most cost-effective wood, and also, as you know here, there's a lot of grays that are coming in wood also. Lots of grays. Yes.
Is the wood glued down?
Yes.
And is the laminate still a floating
Yes.
pad?
Good question. Good point. Laminate is always installed as a floating product. You don't glue down laminate. It has to be installed as a floating product with a pad underneath of it. And when it's installed, it has to be installed with at least a 1/4 inch gap around it because laminate will expand and contract. If it's installed tight up to the baseboard, when it expands, the laminate will start to buckle. So you don't want to, but this is a floating floor. Engineered wood is generally glued down. There's some engineered woods that you can glue or you can install floating, but as a general word, engineered wood is glued down to the floor. So you're looking at just the difference. Like this product, you're probably looking at around $550, $575 would be your pricing installed. A 12 mil laminate, you're probably looking at $375 installed. So you're looking at about $2 a foot cheaper for the laminate versus the engineered wood. So that's always something to take in consideration. Yes, sir.
You talked about the lighter color carpets. Do you want a lighter color wood also?
Not really. Actually, that's the one thing that's really different. Dark woods. People want dark woods and they want dark laminates. They don't, especially on a flip property. And I would do it also on a hold. But you probably can't see this, but top one's our #1 seller. It's a not real dark, it's a kind of a medium to dark wood, and that's generally what you're putting in. I don't know if it's kind of an English leather look. It's kind of it would be like this or a little bit darker than this is really what's going in. Some people are actually putting in real dark wood. It's not black, but it's really, really dark because, again, a lot of people who are looking for houses are looking for dark colored woods and dark colored laminates. So
Is that still with the gray wall, gray?
I don't think they're doing, we're not really doing much for flip properties in gray, just because you're really taking a risk if you're doing it in gray. You might, for example, you may have, let's say you have 10% of your buyers out want gray. Well, you still got 90% of your buyers out there want beige. So if you're selling the house, you want to appeal to the most buyers. And beige or earth tones are still the most popular color that people are looking for. We have a manufacturer that we buy from, and like, for example, if you notice here, there's a manufacturer out there that produces carpet, and all they sell is carpet. Well, 95% of their products are beige. See, their mindset is we are going to produce what sells. So they don't produce gray, or they're starting to get into grays now, but they don't produce blues or greens or reds or anything. Everything they produce, they don't even give it an option. Everything is beige because they're going for the volume. Any other questions?
I was at an expo here a while back. They were talking, they had a laminate board that looked like it had like a cork on the back. That they were using as on the laminate boards to,
There is, I think I know what you're talking about. Laminate floors, the majority of the laminate floors come with just a regular backing on it. You can get some laminate floors that have under laminate floors needs a padding. And the padding is, actually we brought some. Padding under floors is basically just a very, very thin layer of foam. And what it does is it helps the sound barrier for laminate because it's a floating floor. The vast majority of laminate is sold with no padding attached. So you put the padding down and then you put the laminate on top of that. But you do have some laminates that are made with a padding already attached to it. And that may be what you're talking, that's the only thing I would know what you'd be talking about.
it is something that they're trying to push it coming out of California.
Okay.
So I was just wondering if you knew about it, if you heard about it. I mean, the first time I've ever seen it. And
Yeah, I haven't, I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. So, yes, sir.
The laminates of the engineered floors, do those come in different grades the way carpeting would, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, your engineered floors do. The engineered floors will come into different grades, and a lot will depend on what it's made of. Like this, the most inexpensive grade basically is birch. And it's because there's a lot of birch. And birch isn't as hard as other woods. The next from there is going to be oak. Oak is the next step up from there as far as cost. And then from there, you get into hickory. Hickory is a very hard wood, so it's going to be more expensive. So then you can get into exotic woods, which are more expensive. And then also the density of the board. I mean, you'll have these boards will be anywhere from 7/16 to 9/16. And it's only 2/16, it's an eighth of an inch, but it's a lot of difference when they make it, how much it costs. But to me, reality is, this is glued, this is put down with pretty much like a mortar. It's a glue that dries as hard as a rock. So I personally feel if you have a 3/8 inch wood down or you have a 9/16 inch wood down, it doesn't matter because it's glued down hard. You would never know the difference. If you walked on that, you would never know the difference. The only thing you really want to be concerned about is how hard of a finish the product has. And so I personally think it's more of a sales point to try and sell the product for more. The only thing is, if you want to float the floor instead of gluing it down, you need to have generally at least a 1/2 inch to a 9/16 for it to float, because it has to be thicker for you to glue it together and for it just to float. But I personally feel like if I was having an investment property, I would put in the 7/16 or 3/8 inch and glue that down instead of paying more for a 1/2 inch or a 9/16. The other thing you'll find out with laminate, there are different types of laminate. You got 6 mil, 8 mil, 12 mil, 10 mil. The vast majority of laminate sold today is 12 mil laminate. And 12 mil laminate is there's pretty much 12 mil laminate is pretty much all the same. If you pay for more, it's because you've got more, they might have distressed marks on them, or it might be hand scraped instead of smooth, or it's that reason. But all these laminates, whether they're a 6 mil laminate, 8 mil laminate, 10 mil laminate, 12 mil laminate, they're all, almost all of them are made with the same hardness. It's called an AC3, which is for residential. So the 6, 8, 10, 12, they'll all be AC3s. So the nice thing about a 12 mil laminate is that because it's heavier, it'll lay flatter and it'll feel more solid. But a 6 mil, 8 mil laminate is going to wear just as well. It's just that it may not feel as solid as a 12 mil laminate just because of the weight. So
you get a little bit more bounciness?
with the 6 mil, yeah, if you want to, yeah, you can. Yeah, the 12 mil will lay really flat. Yes, sir.
For multifamily, most comfortable when it comes like this, for both hardwood and the carpet,
Carpet and what?
and the hard floor.
If you were going to do apartments, you'd want to do vinyl plank. I mean, there's really no discussion.
What kind of price point?
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking,
I mean, is this 60 cents a square foot apartments, or is $2 a square foot? You know, I mean, are we in Uptown, or are we in,
yeah,
another?
that's a good point.
So
But-
it's kind of what the demographics you're looking for. As far as durability, though, it sounds like he's saying
Yeah, if
vinyl, but you're probably not going to get away with vinyl in, Uptown. I don't know.
right, but there might be laminate. I guess when you're saying apartments, I'm thinking more apartments that are, 500 unit apartments or 200 unit apartments or 8-plex or 14. That's what I'm thinking about. When you're looking at rentals of about maybe $1,500 and down, I would do vinyl plank. And it's just because it is so durable. And I mean, we sell, now we're probably up to a truck and a half. We probably sell 30 to 40,000 square feet of vinyl plank a month now. Just because in comparison to laminate, it's non-existent. I mean, we probably sell, when it comes to rental units, it's probably 15 to 1 vinyl plank to laminate. And the only reason people go with carpet is strictly because of cost. Because carpet you're looking at around, say $1.05, $1.30 installed, where vinyl plank you're looking at around $2.40. So it's double the cost, but vinyl plank will last you
3 tenants, 5 tenants.
5 tenants, yeah. Where the carpet, you can ruin carpet. You can have 1 tenant ruin carpet the very first time.
Unless you have your sealed polyurethane, what is it?
It's solution dyed.
Okay,
Solution died. But still, even if it's solution died, they can ruin it. I mean, I don't know if anybody out here have ever had anybody in their homes do oil change of their motorcycle in their living room? I have. I don't care what carpet you have it in there, it's ruined. So, yes, sir.
What type of carpet pad is required for vinyl? Is there a pad under
Vinyl, most of the vinyl plank that we have, or almost all the vinyl plank that we sell, is glued down. So there's no padding. All it is you prep the floor, smooth the floor out, put glue down, and you put vinyl plank down.
There's no moisture barrier. You don't worry about moisture.
No. Even with,
Unless there's a slab leak, you're good.
yeah, you really should be good. There is a floating vinyl plank that some people like to use. It's just more expensive, but and I just, you can spend the money. I wouldn't on my properties, you know. So, sir.
You were doing a whole place, took out carpet, put in that vinyl. Then you got to the stairs. The stairs are carpeted before, so now I've seen when somebody tried to do this. I don't know if it was the engineer would or, and it just didn't look right.
Well, I mean, you can do either. I mean, some people still go back with the carpet on the stairs, but a lot of people put vinyl plank on steps. You know, it's just the way you finish it out. But when it comes to, you know, when it's a rental, you know, again, the people are going to rent it. I don't think whether it's vinyl plank or whether it's carpet. So, and the thing about it is, if you put carpet on steps, it's going to wear out faster. Just it's up and down, same area, and it's going to wear out faster. You're going to say?
As far as carpet, is Berber still something that you would use in those high traffic areas?
Berber is almost
Doesn't exist.
What about frise? Is that
For-
the same thing?
Frise is basically the,
Cut frise, kind of.
yeah, it's the shag.
Okay.
It's the new shag.
Yeah.
What he's talking about is like, these are the solids, these are frises. They're multicolor, they're like 2 or 3 tones, and then they're a little longer, a little shaggier, and that, again, that's what the contemporary is. I'm way over time, whenever you want to stop.
All right. Any other questions? We got 2 more questions right over there. Yes.
What are your thoughts on bamboo?
Bamboo is great from the standpoint, it's a natural product, it's a green product. Bamboo, if you're going to get a bamboo, I mean, first of all, if you're looking at bamboo, I would only do it in your home. I wouldn't do it in an investment property to flip, I wouldn't do it in a rental, I would do it in your home. And if you're getting bamboo, you want to get what's called woven or stranded bamboo. Bamboo by itself is a very soft product, but if you take bamboo and you twist it together before they manufacture the wood, it is extremely hard. It's more expensive, but if you're going to go through the cost of buying bamboo, either get a stranded or a woven bamboo. And it's going to look a lot better and it's going to do a lot better.
All right, over here.
I just wanted to know the name of the dark color. What did you have on there?
This one is English leather. That's our number 1 seller on here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, when you were talking about frises,
Uh-huh.
multi-ton, but I think you were talking about that for flips as opposed to a solid for a rental, correct?
Well, you can use it in rentals too. I was just going to say I would do a frise in a flip instead of a solid.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. But if you have a rental, you can do either or. It's just, I think a frise, I think, would rent better because it looks more contemporary.
Okay.
And you had a quick question?
What kind of category would you recommend for a flip or a rental?
If you're going to flip it, I would use the cheapest underlayment you can buy. Just because you're not going to notice, in a flip, you're not going to notice the difference between a cheap underlayment and an expensive underlayment. So I would just go with the cheapest there is.
So you're saying a 6 mil? What does a 6 mil versus a 12 mil cost? Or what's the difference?
Well, the difference between a 6 mil and a 12 mil is basically the the thickness of the laminate.
But as far as cost, you said, wasn't that your question is, you're doing...
No, I think he was talking
property?
about, no, he was talking about underlayment. You were talking about the underlayment, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the underlayment, you have basically this, it's just a piece of foam. That's all it is. And where you're more expensive, what do I do with it? The more expensive underlayment is more like a rubber. It's a solid rubber, where this is just real, real light. So if I was doing a flip, I would only do this. In a laminate, it really doesn't matter, because all the foam does in a under laminate is really the sound. That's all it does, is it affects the sound. So, and if you get a 12 mil, which is real heavy already, I don't think you would know the difference. I don't think you'd even see the difference. You don't get as much in the 12 mil as hollow, because the 12 mil is heavier. The hollowness comes from when you walk on it, and it goes up and down. So the 12 mil is heavier, so that's why you don't notice it as much.
You're going to have less deflection or...
Right, right.
All right, guys, that's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you.